Hello, welcome. So today I am going to go through a presentation that I put together a couple of months ago after finishing what could be described as an in-depth course on menopause, health and exercise, and everything that goes along with it. So I want to share my knowledge with you and help you hopefully feel more confident and ready to take on the changes that are coming your way in midlife. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen. Bear with me. And hopefully you can see this. So we're going to start off. Okay, so like I say, the reason for doing this is to help more women understand that they're not going crazy and actually it is the normal process of aging that we go through menopause, whether that's having no symptoms at all or having all the symptoms under the sun. But we'll get to it, and I want you by the end of this to hopefully understand that you are not crazy and you can have different tools in your toolbox to help you embrace the change. Okay, so here we go. So what I want you to do, ladies, is first of all, just take a second to picture a life without menopause. Okay, whether you're in it, whether you're past it, whether you're not actually there yet, but getting some symptoms, I want you to think a life without menopause. What does that look like? And I'll tell you what that looks like. This man. You're like, what? What are you talking about, Lindsay? The only way that you will not experience menopause is if you're a man. And you could age as gracefully as this man does. Okay, so we're not George Clooney. We're not his model wives. We are women, normal women looking for help during this next chapter of your life. Okay, so if I've caught your attention with George, hopefully I will get it with all the nitty gritty science that's way to come. So, first of all, I want to tell you straight off that there's no quick fix for this. Yes, there are many influencers in the world right now that might be sharing top tips about which pills to take and this one fits all and everything will be fabulous. But listen, it ain't right. So I'm not here to erase all symptoms. I want you by the end of this webinar today is to feel confident, strong during menopause, and set yourself in the right direction, going at the right pace for you, then that's what I'm here for. So if you're still interested, then listen up, I'm here for you. Scrapping the fixes aside, this is a massive life transition for you, physically, mentally. You're going to go through so much change, and you're probably already feeling that. There'll be, to name but a few, weight gain, depression, hot flushes, night sweats, osteoporosis. I could go on. You get the idea. You're going through it. You also might feel a sense of personal grief, a loss, if you like, because everything that you knew before, everything that you did to help yourself, it's not really the same anymore. It is, but a diluted version. So all of this is normal. I need you to know that you're not alone and there is hope. Okay? So I want you to know that I'm here to help you understand what menopause is, what's going inside of this strange body that you no longer recognize. I want to help you gain back control of your life, help you embrace what midlife has to offer. Now, that might sound very far-fetched and out there, but I believe that I have the tools, the systems to help you understand what's going on and help you through this next 5, 10, 15 years of your life. Okay, it's not all doom and gloom, don't worry. But before we get into any of that, here's a little bit about me. I'm not a doctor. I'm also not over 40 yet. I'm 37. What I do, I'm a personal trainer. I've been a trainer for 15 years, give or take. Started off as a fitness instructor, got myself all my qualifications, went traveling. You've heard the story before. Did 3 years traveling, did a little bit of personal training in Australia, came back, and my good friend Mike at AKR Fitness, shout out, in Aberdeen, decided to open a gym, and he wanted me to be a part of it. So that was 2015, and I spent 8 years, 8 quality years at AKR, and that's where I really delved into making myself a better coach, both on and off the gym floor. Um, and it was a mix. It wasn't just women there, but we were about 75% women at AKR. And near the end of my time there, I did a lot of reviews, which was monthly reviews, about 30-minute reviews with the members. They could book in whenever they liked. So I loved that part of it. And I think that's where I managed to hone my skills on how to listen and understand these women and what they're going through. And it was always in the back of my head that I didn't feel that there was enough out there for this transition of being sort of, 40 plus, feeling a little bit lost, children growing up, losing your place in society, not understanding like what your next direction is, health slipping, fitness slipping, feeling like you're putting on weight. It was just like everybody that I was speaking to, it was the same similar pattern. I was like, there has to be something here, something that I can go and learn more about in order to help these women. And I never really took it any further than that when I was there. And it just so happened that my wife, she decided to take a teaching job in Portugal. So we are now in sunny Portugal, and I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do, but I always knew that it was women that I wanted to help. And so since arriving here 2 years ago, I've completed the Girls Gone Strong Women's Health, the pre and postnatal I did like 5 years ago, and then the menopause specialist course, all to do with health and fitness and women in exercise. And hence why I'm here today, and I'm going to share with my best knowledge and ability, everything I've learned from those courses to help you thrive and embrace this next stage in life. So a little bit about me. Cute little picture, eh? Long time ago. Right, so what's coming up? Number one, we are going to go inside of your body and mind. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty of the science, help you understand what it is that's going on in your body whilst you're going through this new chapter in your life. We'll delve into what the menopause is, the 3 tiers of menopause, and then I'll give you the tools, the strategies, and the systems to take back control so you can start to make changes and work with this new chapter, not against it. So, shall we? You're like, whoa, Lindsay, what is this? So basically, our regulator and messenger system for our overall harmony in our bodies is the endocrine system. Okay, this is basically all our glands, you can see there, pituitary, thyroid, pancreas, adrenaline, everything inside of our bodies. This is the messenger system, the signals that we give, that we receive throughout the body. This is what makes the biggest change when we hit menopause, due to the fluctuations in hormones and all that fun stuff. So we'll get to it in a second. But first of all, this kind of carries around the body, all the hormones, and it can affect everything from sleep to reproduction and mood. Okay. Oh, oopsie doops. Sorry there. So what we've got, let's look at 5 of them. Okay. The hypothalamus up at the top there. This produces hormones that control the release of all other hormones. So you want to think of that as, if I can get it on here, just the control center. Right? This is in control of everything that's going on in your body. Then we come down here, where are we? Pituitary gland, right? This is the master gland, produces hormones for menstrual cycles. So just keep that in mind. Ovulation, pregnancy, follicle stimulation, I could go on, okay? Everything that your body goes through during menopause comes from the brain, comes from those two glands inside the brain, okay? The thyroid, although not exclusive to females, the thyroid gland plays a crucial role in maintaining hormonal balance. It produces hormones that regulate metabolism, growth, and development, okay? Adrenaline, we all know this. Yeah, this is probably one that you know the most. We call this the lifesaver or killer. It's fight or flight. Hormones included are cortisol, adrenaline, which are involved in our stress response, and the regulation of blood pressure and metabolism. So I bet you're already thinking, oh, hold on. All of this is connected, and it's true. That's why I'm starting with it. And then we've got ovaries down at the bottom there. So release estrogen, progesterone, which regulate the menstrual cycle, maintain pregnancy, and contribute to the development of secondary sexual characteristics. So I need you to understand that the female endocrine system plays a vital role in supporting women's health and keeping hormonal harmony. Okay. Now, I know that's a lot to take in, but I just wanted to give you a snapshot of what's going on inside of there. But we're going to take a deep dive into the HPA axis. Now, remember, I said it all starts in the brain. So hypothalamic, pituitary, adrenaline axis. Now, that is a mouthful. I probably can't even say it right, but we'll go with it, right? So this is a real nice diagram here. This is your body's personal stress management team. Now, you've probably heard the word being thrown around quite a lot for cortisol spike. You can't spike your cortisol before a certain time. I'm not here to tell you otherwise, and you can decide for yourself what it is that cortisol does for you. However, I want to introduce you to the three. So the trio includes the hypothalamus, which is here in the brain, okay? The pituitary gland, which is also here, and the adrenaline glands. So works in harmony to help us navigate through stressful situations, right? When we are stressed, increased cortisol is released into the bloodstream right here, all right? This causes an increase in blood pressure and heart rate, increase in muscle tension, and brings digestion to a halt. It also increases appetite and stores unused fats, thus contributing to the buildup of fat tissues and weight gain. So how does it all work? One, we perceive fear, stress, or a threat. Maybe your mother-in-law's coming for dinner, you've got a presentation, you're starting a new gym. So that fear, that stress, or that threat, it comes in, your brain's like, whoa, hold on. So the hypothalamic intercepts that and it sends out this chemical response, right? It sends a signal to the pituitary gland. This sends a signal to the adrenaline, telling it to release adrenaline and cortisol into the body. Now, once they're released into the bloodstream, they're away. You'll get that sort of tingly hands, sweaty, you're feeling a little bit uneasy, you're not sure if you're coming or going. That's that feeling, that's what's going on. So if we're feeling super stressed at work or there's something really bothering us, you will feel this and it's in a constant loop, okay? When this happens, our sex hormones decline as the body goes into survival mode. So it's like, whoa, 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 I ain't having sex and I ain't having a baby. So that slows down. We start to feel the effects of it, sweating, tunnel vision, high heart rate, etc. Once the stressor is removed or resolved, the cortisol levels decrease and the HPA axis goes back to its sort of balanced state, okay? So pause there, just take that in a second. Feel the stress, goes into the brain, sends signals down to adrenaline gland. The adrenaline goes, no, whoa, 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 here's cortisol, here's adrenaline, we're on high alert. And that is a constant loop until that stressor is taken away. So breathe, take a second. And I want you to understand why that's so important when we're going through the menopause. Chronic stress leading to long-term imbalances and potential health problems such as anxiety, depression, immune dysfunction, and metabolic disorders. Okay, it is the silent assassin because you don't think that it's doing any harm if it's in a constant loop, but it really is. Okay. So I know it's easier said than done when you're going through all these changes, but you need to almost find yourself a stress management technique. Okay. So trying to make positive habits stick, like for self-care. Okay. So like during menopause, you can probably find yourself going from 0 to 60 miles an hour like that. So I want you to ask yourself and maybe dig a little bit deeper here. So how can you stay away from that stress loop as much as possible? Okay. We don't want that cortisol to be screaming around the body, not allowing your body to function properly as we are already going through a difficult chapter. So yeah, ask yourself, what could I do to add a little bit more self-care into my day-to-day? Okay. So sticking with the science-based side of stuff, don't worry, we'll get into the fun stuff in a bit. I want you to meet the hormones. Okay, I love this little image. I think it really represents each one fantastically, but I'll talk you through it. Okay, so they all play a vital part in overall health. Reproduction and sexual development. A huge hormonal shift happens during the menopause, and these hormones play havoc. So let's meet them, shall we? Let's meet estrogen. Look at this little cutie here in the purple. So during menopause, you'll already know this, and if you don't and you're new to it and you're learning from me, then I want you to know that estrogen levels decrease during menopause, okay? It's a response, excuse me. It's responsible for regulating the menstrual cycle and maintaining vaginal health. Its decline can lead to various symptoms such as hot flushes, night sweats, mood swings, and vaginal dryness. So she really needs to be kept topped up, but we'll come to that. Then we are going to move on to progesterone down here. Progesterone levels also decline during menopause. It can be quite undulating. This hormone is involved in preparing the uterus for pregnancy, okay, and maintaining a regular menstrual cycle. So knowing that, you understand why it's decreasing, because as we age, we no longer need the progesterone to prepare our uterus for pregnancy because it ain't happening. So low levels of progesterone can contribute to irregular periods and other symptoms like mood swing and sleep disturbances. Okay, so FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. Again, tongue tie. These levels increase during menopause. It's responsible for stimulating the growth and maturation. Maturation? Does that sound right? Of eggs in the ovaries. As the ovaries become less responsive to FSH, its levels rise in an attempt to stimulate the egg production. So sometimes with blood tests, if the levels are really high on this, it can be a marker for menopause. Then we have the luteinizing hormone, the LH. Again, probably butchering the pronunciation of that, but we'll go with it. It also increases during menopause, and it's responsible for triggering ovulation and stimulation for the production of progesterone. As the ovaries produce less estrogen and progesterone, the LH levels they rise to compensate. Okay, so elevated levels are often associated with hot flushes and other menopausal symptoms. Okay, so that's us had estrogen, we've had progesterone, we've had the FSH hormone, the LH, and then we've got this little guy here, testosterone. So testosterone is the confident one, keeps us strong and sexual. There's a lack of evidence that suggests that this decline because of menopause, but it's likely just aging. But you can obviously get supplementation to help that if you are feeling a little bit low in libido as you go through the menopause. So as you can see, it brings about a variety of hormonal changes that can lead to different physical and psychological signs. And the strength of these symptoms can vary from person to person. Hormone replacement therapy, HRT, is often the go-to solution for many women to ease these symptoms and keep their hormones balance. Now, some people don't want a HRT, and obviously there's been studies back in the day that really discouraged women, and I feel really sorry, it's with a personal opinion, for all those women, mum included, that was put off taking HRT. And honestly, it's devastating, because the evidence now is that if you can get on HRT at a decent time before all your estrogen and progesterones run out, then you stabilize it and your symptoms are so much better. And yeah, just please, please consider it. Okay, I'm not a doctor, I've told you that, but I do know that the evidence shows that it's a great place to start if you are feeling symptoms. So go talk to your doctor on that. So, oh, desculpa. Okay. Now I know that that was probably a lot, and I don't need you to remember it. I just want you to be aware of the biological response that you can't stop. So I need you to know that you're not crazy. It's just the body talking, changing, adapting. And the reason I start with that is to help you understand that it's not your fault, okay? It's not your fault. You're going to get through it, and I'm here to help. So, excuse me, whilst I get a wee drink. Right. So that's the first part. We're going to move on now. So what is menopause? There are 3 stages to menopause, okay? You've got perimenopause, the actual menopause, and then post-menopause. So let's get into each and every one of those. So perimenopause. As we sit here today, nearly 1 billion women all over the world will be experiencing perimenopause and all of the symptoms that come with it. Yet this is a period of our life in which the majority of women don't know what's going on, okay? So what is perimenopause? I need you to know it's the transition between regular menstrual cycle and menopause, okay? You can experience this as early as 35 and as late as 55, give or take, okay? Every woman's different. So when a woman starts running out of eggs, and estrogen levels start to fluctuate, the length and intensity of your period fluctuate for the duration of the phase. But it's still possible for women to get pregnant. So be careful if this is the stage you're at and you're not looking to have a baby. But don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. And it's important to remember that perimenopause is a natural phase of life, and you are not alone in experiencing these changes. Okay, so as you can see from the picture, I've put that in because it is going to be a bumpy ride. And it can last, 10 years. But please hear me when I say it's not the end of the world. It might feel like it, but it will get better. And there's things that you can do to make it better. So let's just go through some of the symptoms of menopause. You've probably felt some of them, or something that you're new to. Hair loss, irritability, mood swings, hot flushes, anxiety, night sweats, brittle nails, insomnia, osteoporosis, loss of libido. Like, let's keep going through these. Tingling, digestive problems, fatigue, weight gain, gum problems. There's probably hundreds more. And this is just a prime example of why I started the webinar with the science. Remember the endocrine system, okay? Every single thing in your body is connected through the endocrine system. So everything here, all the symptoms that you're feeling are due to changes in hormones. But because the changes in hormones are happening, that is hitting the receptors all over the body, and especially the brain, where the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland sits. So everything that's going on in your body, the symptoms, is because of that. Now remember that, okay? So let's just delve into that a little bit deeper. So you can see here, this is a hot flush, okay? Or flash, whatever you want to call it. 1, decrease in estrogen has effects on the hypothalamus that confuses it with an inaccurate message that the body is too hot, okay? The brain responds by sending out this red alert to the heart, blood vessels, and nervous system that the body needs to be cooled off immediately. The heart pumps faster, the blood vessels open up, and to circulate more blood and activate the sweat glands. As I said, all of that's happening in the body due to the endocrine system starting from the brain, okay? So when you have a hot flush, that's the sort of anatomy of it, which is crazy. When I learned that, I was like, oh my God. So hopefully that's helps you understand where it all comes from, okay? Now it can be triggered by various factors, not obviously just hormones playing their part during the day, but stress, anxiety, spicy foods, alcohol, caffeine, hot water, hot weather. It also can cause an increase in cortisol. Remember, it's all connected. Our reproductive hormones protect us against the stresses. When they start to decline, our stress levels go up. So our bodies then store more fat around the midsection, you know, the muffin top. This proves that a mix of hot flushes and stress have a lot to answer for, okay? And I want to pull you back a couple of slides. It was like, can we learn how to deal with stress differently, improve our resilience and coping mechanisms so we can help our bodies avoid this stress trap, thus avoiding the hot flushes as much as you can within your control. Okay, so just remember, it ain't you, it's the body talking. All right. So I don't think I need to explain this image. Brain fog. Yeah. So the exact cause of brain fog during menopause isn't fully understood. But once again, going back to that hormonal fluctuations, they're believed to play the vital role here. So estrogen, progesterone have receptors in the brain. So when they drop or flux, it causes the brain to react. Then from there, you have trouble thinking clearly, making decisions, trouble concentrating or paying attention, forgetfulness. How many times have you forgot your keys or which direction you were driving in? Lack of sleep, stress, and aging can all contribute to this. So managing brain fog during menopause can involve a combination of lifestyle changes. Here are some strategies that may help. Get enough sleep. Stay physically active. Manage stress. Consider seeking support from a therapist or counselor to help you cope with the emotional changes. Stay mentally active. Engage in activities that challenge and stimulate your brain. And maintain a healthy diet, okay? Rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, omegas, really good for brain health. So I want you to think about the next time you're training and you forget the reps or what exercise is next, just blame it on the menopause because it's not you, okay? All of those strategies we'll delve into in the next part, all right? Okay, so brain fog. Right, so menopause, the actual moment that it happens typically occurs between ages 45 to 55, the average age being around 51, but everybody's different. And this is a period of time, it is a split second, it's a day in the grand scheme of things. And it's exactly 1 year after the date of your last period. So this marks the end of fertility. And after this date, women go straight into post-menopause. Okay, so post-menopause is a time after menopause when women haven't experienced a period for over a year. I've already said that, okay? So post-menopause, you will no longer have periods, but some women do continue to experience symptoms of menopause, okay? Your risk of cardiovascular disease when you have lower levels of estrogen in your body goes up. This can cause arteries to narrow and increase your risk of heart attacks. All right, so women who have been through menopause, they're very much in a place where if you haven't topped up your estrogen progesterone levels and kept strong, fit, and healthy, you could be in a very scary situation. Okay, it also lack of estrogen in the body, it gives you this increased risk of osteoporosis. It'll give you weak bones, and I see it, and I've seen it all the time with the older population that did not go on HRT. Fractures, really hard to come back from, broken bones. Like, you need to really start to think about if you're in your early 40s and you're not already getting into strength training. Okay. Um, right. So that's perimenopause, up to 10 years, menopause, 1 day after your period, and then post-menopause. They all, sorry, not all, but peri and post are really where you need to put in those health and fitness strategies to help you overcome what could be a very, very sad and sore retirement. And I'm saying that seriously because I've seen it, okay? So let's take back control before it is too late, okay? Right. Let's check this out. Sleep. Does this sound familiar? You're exhausted, but toss and turn before being able to sleep. Maybe you fall asleep, but wake between 3 and 4 a.m. and you wake up covered in sweat. Okay, so sleep disturbances are a common symptom of menopause. These sleep disturbances can be caused by a variety of factors: hormonal fluctuations, hot flushes, night sweats, change in mood, anxiety levels, and estrogen plays a vital role in regulating sleep patterns. And the decline of estrogen levels during menopause can disrupt normal sleep-wake cycle. It can also have a significant impact on a woman's overall well-being and quality of life. So there are several strategies that I'm going to help you with today to try and improve your sleep as we go through it. Okay, so try to your best of your ability to maintain a consistent sleep schedule. So what I mean by that is going to bed and waking up at the same time every day. Okay, try and regulate your body's internal clock so it improves sleep quality. You can try and create the best possible sleep environment. So this is number 2. Can you keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet? Use blackout curtains, cover earplugs or an eye mask. That really helps me sleep, especially in the hotter months. Number 3, engage in exercise. And I don't mean just strength training and cardio training. I mean like deep breathing, meditation, maybe putting on the car mat at the end of the night. Yeah. To manage hot flushes, keep your bedroom cool, use lightweight and breathable bedding, limit and avoid caffeine, alcohol, and nicotine as they can interfere with sleep quality. Who knew? You did. And here it is. Engaging in regular physical activity can help improve your sleep quality. However, if you can try to avoid exercising close to bed, as this can be have a stimulating effect on the body. Okay. Listen, everything seems harder when you don't sleep. And I know it's really hard, especially if you've got young kids and you're feeling all these symptoms, but what can you do? Can you put at least 1 or 2 of these in place to try and help you get through that? Okay, weight gain. There's a pause here for effect. Why does it happen? Well, I will say there are some common misunderstandings around weight gain as we get older. Most women think it is down to slowing metabolism, but that doesn't start to decline until you're 60. So no, it isn't that. What's actually behind it? So estrogen declining causes havoc on hormones. We know that already. It helps us feel full or tells us when we're hungry, okay? So with everything going crazy in the body, your hormones are all over the place. Ghrelin is one that helps you feel hungry. Okay, so imagine this little like gremlin hunger monster. And leptin tells us when we're full. This has been stopped in its tracks, so we overeat. So leptin's been stuck in its tracks. Ghrelin's going feel is having a rare time. It's not stopping. You're eating more, and your body is not telling it to stop because it doesn't know that you're full. So when we're tired, we tend to overeat and grab the quick fix snack, or what I like to call, have a wee fridge raid before tea. Okay. So also with weight gain as we get older, we lose muscle mass. So less calories are burned in the day. Okay, so understand that we lose muscle mass as we age if we're not doing anything about it. So less calories are burnt. Yeah, we tend to move less as we get older, which again burns less calories. Stress puts our body into survival mode, which then turns our sex hormones off and promotes fat storage around the abdomen. So less stress equals less fat. Menopause gain is common, but you may be able to minimize it by paying attention to healthy eating habits and leading an active lifestyle whilst focusing on getting strong and having good sleep. Okay? So remember, as we get older, metabolism does slow down, but not until you're 60, dramatically. You lose muscle, so you're burning less calories there. You're not moving as much, so you're burning less calories there. And what do we have? Our weight gain at the end of it. Okay, so just remember that. So here's my realm. Exercise. More important than ever before, right? It's never too late to start, whether you are 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 50, 60, 70. I'm going to go on. If you need to start training, you need to start now, okay? Look at the benefits. Boost mood, prevents weight gain, strengthens bones and reduces the risk of osteoporosis, reduces risk of cancers and other aging diseases, relieves stress and improves quality of life, right? It is the number one most important thing alongside sleep for living a life of longevity and a life that you want to live in, okay? So it can be your best friend at this time. Regular workouts will help balance those tricky hormones and improve your sleep quality. Plus, staying active is just what the doctor ordered for overall health. So think of it as aerobic. So aerobic training is your cardio. Mental health is a massive boost here. It promotes healthy heart. So I want you to try walking, jogging, cycling, swimming, or even dancing, okay? So put that into your weekly routine. Strength training helps reduce body fat, strengthens muscles and bones, it burns calories after the session is finished. Again, a number one benefit, it can slow down or even prevent osteoporosis. So ladies, lift the weights to keep the body and mind strong, okay? And of course, stretching and balance work. As we age, we're prone to falls. So let's get bendy and balanced. And of course, through all of this, you won't stick to it unless you're motivated. So it's really important that I find throughout the years of coaching is that you find your tribe. You get a wee buddy, hire a coach, start small and build up, okay? Little wins over periods of time of consistency will get you to where you need to go, I promise. So exercise, yeah? So let's just have a look here. I love this image. The fountain of youth, all right? Healthy lifestyle behaviors, okay? So 1, balanced nutrition. 2, regular exercise. 3, adequate sleep. 4, good stress management. 5, a strong social network. 6, positive, grateful attitude or outlook on life. I need you to try and not become the victim at this point in your life, okay? You need to be the hero here for yourself and for the people around you. You can do it. So listen, it might sound that aging is a dreadful process, which our bodies fall apart and it's all completely out of your control, but it isn't true. Yes, there are some unavoidable biological processes, but many of the symptoms can be reduced through healthy lifestyle behaviors. Do the basics and find your tribe. The fountain of youth, ladies and gentlemen. So, one of the main reasons menopause is not openly discussed as much as other life events is it has been thought of as a taboo subject for private discussion. Okay? I'm going to say the girl in the middle, the lady in the middle here, she never spoke about it at all. Just got on with it, dug deep, didn't really think about it, never spoke to anybody, and dealt with it in her own way. The girl on the left there, on my left, middle age, probably in her 50s. I'm going to say she's only just understanding it now when she's right in the thick of it. Okay. And then the young woman on her right there, she's probably just starting, probably start of perimenopause, and she understands. All right. She understands that if she makes the changes now, she is going to be in a much better position as she goes through menopause to feel fitter, stronger, both physically and mentally. Okay, so I need you to open up and talk about how you're feeling. Share it with your tribe, share it with your gals. Let your husband or partner into how you're feeling. Okay, there's also been so much research recently, and I think we're really turning a corner here for women, and I'm super excited that all this research is going to be available for my generation and all the girls to come. Okay, so it is vital that awareness is being raised and the subject is normalized so that we can create a supportive environment and help all the women rise and thrive together. Okay, don't be the one in the middle. So you're not alone in any of this. Okay, listen, let's reflect on everything we've gone through. Okay, so number one, when you're feeling out of control, crazy, and nothing like yourself, look inward and remember it's not you, it's the hormones talking. Okay, you're not alone. 80% of women get physical and emotional symptoms. Be open and gentle with yourself. It is a bumpy road, but you can definitely manage it with the right people. And it's up to you to take control by following the basics, finding a tribe, and a coach to help you navigate through this new chapter of your life. Okay. What I mean by the basics: lift weights, get outdoors, start walking, be more mindful and in tune with your body whilst eating, find a way to relax, start meditating, go to yoga, relax with music. Try and follow a nightly sleep routine. Okay, these are the basics, the non-negotiables that you want to, after today, try and implement into your life to help you feel better. Okay, doc. And I just want you to say thank you. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for sticking with me through the science, and hopefully you have a better understanding of what's coming, what you've gone through, what you're going through, so you can help not only yourself but others around you. Okay. So please, if you have any questions or I can help with anything, please reach out. You'll find me on socials. It's at Linergy Fitness on Instagram and Facebook. And you can always email me at lindsaygold96@gmail.com. It's been an absolute pleasure to share all this information with you. And I hope to hear from you all very, very soon.